All right. Well, what you've been waiting for. We're here. We got Cousin Curtis on here. Mama C's sitting outside the green room over there, eating all the goodies that probably have come in the door and doing everything else. And then she's giving me the stare. I can feel it. I can feel it through the room.
She's got a good one, too.
There it is. Oh!
He's taking Miss Aubrey.
Oh, it's burning my eyes. All right. So in our studio, we have Cousin Curtis here. So first thing we have to ask on there, because everybody's going to ask you probably nonstop, how did the name Cousin Curtis come around?
It's a great story. So when I went to college at Northern Michigan University in Marquette, Michigan, as a freshman, my older cousin and her friends would snag me from the dorms, and they'd take me to house parties, and they'd take me to concerts, and take me to the bars. And after so long, I'd been introduced to folks as, "Hi, this is my Cousin Curtis."
So you've automatically just included their family now.
Yeah, exactly. And so when I'd show up to the same places years later, they'd be like, "Oh, who's playing? Who's playing?" And people would be like, "Oh, it's Cousin Curtis." It's Cousin Curtis. And so from there, it just stuck.
Stuck on there. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So tell us a little about yourself. Where are you from? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Man, how much time do we have?
Yeah.
Let's see. So I'm living in...
Keep it to like an hour.
Yeah, right. No, I promise I'll get at least one song in. So I live in Montrose, Colorado now, which is on the west slope of Colorado. It's a great place to be. And prior to that, Telluride for a number of years, Denver for a hot minute before that, and then I was in Alaska for 4 years prior to. And I just love Alaska. If you've never been, give yourself some time to go. Mm-hmm. It's one of the greatest places in the country and potentially on the earth that I've ever found. And
which we talked about too, that everybody thinks it's snowing over there. My buddy actually just went there 3 weeks ago, and I thought the same thing. I'm like, so how was the snow, man? He's like,
snow.
No snow. It's like, yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I just got back. This is the first show I've played since playing in Alaska, and it's right now the sun doesn't really go down. The further north you get, the more extreme it gets in the winter and in the summer. But right now the sun is out for like 22 hours and change.
So people just keep partying. Nobody goes to sleep.
That's the idea. Yeah, that's the idea. It's you got to pace yourself. Pacing is key. That's like the mantra that keeps going through my mind.
Good blackout drapes, right?
Oh yeah, you got to bring a bandana and some like noise canceling headphones, especially if you're if you're at a music festival, because people won't go to sleep, and if you're there to perform, you're gonna need a little bit of rest. I won't call it beauty sleep, but at least something. Yeah, some horizontal time.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you go to the Katasan House tonight, and
that's right.
Where I know you got some private shows you got down there, but what's some other stuff you got coming around here?
It's this is the kickoff to this whole I don't know, let's call it the Midwest regional tour deal, and from here I'll be back tomorrow doing another house show in Clarendon Hills, and then playing in Waukegan, in Kohler, Wisconsin, back to Waukegan, and then hightailing it back up to the Northern Michigan hometown area.
Thompsonville, right?
Yeah, Thompsonville, and then Alberta, Frankfurt, Manistee. Probably not in that order. I'm not looking at the list.
I got
you.
I got your sheet right here. Yeah. So the Blind Horse Restaurant and Winery in Kohler, that's going to be a fun place.
Oh, that's a great spot. Played there for the first time. I think it was it would have been last summer. Yeah,
nice.
Last summer swung through there. It's just a beautiful property with incredible spaces for people to enjoy their meals and some music.
I was going to say on here too, it looks like on the Manistee, you're doing a senior center, which is always good. You're helping, I mean, obviously a senior center, people think senior center is like, oh, it's just the old folks there. No, like young people come out there. Anybody can come out there. But
anybody can come, yeah. It's probably a little bit like tonight where there's food involved. It's going to be a big party. And that's the idea, is just to hang out and bring people together after too long of not being able to bring people together.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get some music in right now. Let's get a couple songs before we go. So what are you going to play first for us?
Yes, sir. This first one is called Double Life. And, man, this is one of those kind of sleeper tunes where I wrote it, recorded it, and didn't play it for some time, and now it's back in the mix and with a vengeance. So
all right.
Hope you dig it.
Nope.
1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm a simple man. Show you a falsehood, hide the truth in my hand. You would like it if I broke down and gave you an end. Show you all the sin and ink on my skin. Though the night is a terrible place, unless you know how to change your face. Until then, my friend, you will know strife, and I will rejoice in my double life. Ain't nothing sweeter than my double life. Come now out of the box that you built. I'll show you the wealth of all my cheap thrills. I've been told I should watch what I say. The wrath of my words may haunt me someday. Though the night is a terrible place, unless you know how to change your fate. Until then, my friend, you will know strife, and I will rejoice in my double life. Ain't nothing sweeter than my double life. I'll let my mind get its rest when the stars come out. Let my body run wild in the streets of this town. See what I've done when the moon slips by. And smile with love for my double life. Let my mind get its rest when the stars come out. Let my body run wild in the streets of this town. See what I've done when the moon slips by. And smile with love for my double life. Let my mind get its rest when the stars come out. Let my body run wild in the streets of this town. See what I've done when the moon slips by. And smile with love for my double life. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, hey.
Wow. There we go. What a way to start it off.
Wake up.
Wow. You know, folks, I got to see it live of the finger picking and the back and forth on there. I tell you, he's got magic hands. I don't know how quickly he went over there. So, Curtis, we're talking about root stomp music. Give us a little bit about what this is, because I know this might be people's first time hearing you, and they're like, "Wow, this seems a little bit more unique than they're probably used to." So, what kind of? Yeah. I know you kind of made your talking about how blues and bluegrass had a baby in there, but tell me a little bit more about root stomp.
It's been a challenge to try to explain it in ways that even I get it or understand, but it's really just, it starts with that 4 on the floor beat. Like you get that going, that foot stomping rhythm, and then from there you just add things to it, and it does really dance that line between blues and bluegrass, in my opinion. I'm sure there's like a little country influence there. There's definitely a rock and roll influence, because that's what I really grew up listening to. Just the classic rock, and going from there, and it's been fun getting different instruments involved with the music, even if they're older songs or starting to write new stuff. Because as soon as you add in, a banjo, now you're definitely favoring the bluegrass side. Okay, now what happens when you add in a like ripping rock and roll electric guitar? Now you start getting back to root stomp. It's all about finding that balance between the genres, and that, in my opinion, is how you give something to people they've never heard before. And that's, I think that's what my friends and I right now are trying to cultivate.
Yeah, no, when I heard the podcast of the Beastie Boys, of their of how they came around, and I did not know they were a punk band first, and then how he heard different songs and created that, and that's how I heard how Brass Monkey came, because he got the beat play. I was like, wow, that's so much. But you're a one-man band
for quite some time.
So when somebody else goes with you now, what are the other band members playing when they come inside? Because you could pretty much do it all. So I mean,
it's a lot more fun playing with other people. Like, it doesn't matter how entertaining you are as a solo artist, in my opinion and my experience over the years, you got to have something else on stage for people to look at. And I'm not a bass player. I can fake it until I make it, kind of a deal. Yeah. But you get somebody who actually knows how to play the bass, and now you're cooking with gas.
So that person who could pick it up and be like, I got what you're going. You're just like, oh yeah, that's right in there.
Yeah, and so recently I've been playing with a bass player, fairly consistency. He's based out of Telluride, Colorado, and he's willing to travel, and we've been all over Colorado, down into Texas, and then he's flying in actually today to link up and play the next few shows together.
Is he going to be at the Cottazon House tonight?
He won't make it for the Cottazon one, but he'll definitely be there for both the Waukegan shows and the Blind Horse. But
gotcha.
If you're looking to see a show, go to the Blind Horse because the other two are fairly private and invite only, and I think they're maxed out at this point.
Yeah, and then the Corazon House. That's just a fun place to be. You'll see the neighborhood and stuff like that. And everybody else comes out. You know, we're surprised that the police lets him do what he gets to do. You know, so but all right, well, give us another song on here. I'm
right on.
What are we doing for now?
I think I'm gonna play a song called "Clearwater Girl," and this one definitely goes out to all of my Alaska fans and friends and family. Just want to make sure the guitar's in tune.
Yeah.
Close enough. This one's got a bit of a story behind it, man. It's all based off of a handful of true stories that I saw or experienced myself at this spot called the Clearwater Lodge. I was teaching in Tok, Alaska at the time, and you can get your atlas out or Google Earth and find out where Tok is. And on the weekends, I'd go down to Valdez and I'd play. I'd go to a spot in Delta Junction and play, which is this one in particular called the Clearwater Lodge. And this song is all about things that I saw happen, late night at this.
What's this rated? Is this rated okay?
It is. Yeah. Everything's good to go.
I want to know what you're watching there.
Yeah, I read the email and I saw a kid for family friendly, and I was like, yeah, this will fit.
G rated.
Yeah,
all right, good deal. All right.
Fired up and off my 86. I'm headed northbound by sundown to a place that really kicks. When I was young and dumb at the Clearwater, I got my legs. I'd gone and kissed a woman who was another man's miss. I haven't been back since the lights burned to the ground. Man, if those walls could talk and walk, they'd be the gossip of the town. Only reason I'm coming back here is because of a dare, all involving this fine young woman with long brown hair. I asked her if she'd like to dance, secretly hoping it might lead to romance. She said yes, so long as her daddy said it's alright. I said great, now it's a date at the Clearwater tonight. The night arrives and I'm in my best suit and shoes. I knock on her door thinking, hey man, what have I got to lose? To my surprise, her daddy arrives with a shotgun in his hand. He said, try to take my little girl dancing, I'm gonna kill you where you stand. I'm running to the lodge alone and in the rain. Sat down at the bar, ordered a drink to ease my pain. Father Fortune must have been watching as my glass went dry. This in walks in my brown-haired beauty with mischief in her eye. Woman of my dreams is standing by my side. Long brown hair, purple dress, thigh high. I guess it didn't matter if her daddy said it ain't right. I said, great, now it's a date at the Clearwater tonight. She tapped me on the shoulder, said, show me what you got. The dance floor is open, boy, and the band is playing it hot. I took that woman by the hand, I wrapped my arm around her waist. She said, dance like fire all night, and been lovers since that day. Years have passed, and she looks just as fine. That's right, my Clearwater girl's a 10 out of 10 dime. In time, her daddy came to think it's alright, and there's never been a date quite so great at the Clearwater that night. she looks just as fine. That's right, my Clearwater girl's a 10 out of 10 dime. In time, her daddy came to think it's alright, and there's never been a date quite as great at the Clearwater that night. There's never been a date quite as great at the Clearwater that night. There's never been a date quite as great at the Clearwater Lodge that night. Ooh, child.
There we go. Cambridge, are you ready tonight for this? I don't know. Man, woo. They're gonna be hearing it tonight. That's a lot of movement going on over here. You know, I mean, I'm only hearing him on the acoustic guitar. I could just imagine when he's got a lot more stuff on him, to put all that together on there too.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
Wow. So, all right, we want to go hang out in the Clearwater Lodge, see what's going on over there. Unfortunately, it burned down, right?
It did burn down, and honestly, like it's easy to laugh at, but it's really unfortunate. They rebuilt it in spectacular fashion. This big building, ornate carvings of bald eagles and salmon overlooking the river, and it burned down again. It burned down a second time. And so now people are just like, whoa.
So would we build it again?
That's the idea. It's like, I mean, there's nothing but walls left. Everything's gone. So my heart goes out to the family, and hopefully they can find some support and whatever they decide. I'm sure the community will back them.
Yeah, well, I mean, the memories never burn, so that's the good part.
That's it, yeah, right there.
You know, and I think you hit a lot of heartstrings. A lot of people, everybody has that place they've been to where they have all that stuff go to.
Yeah.
I felt a little Johnny Cash in there, too. Like, it had a little feel of that on there,
I can see that, yeah.
You were giving me, like, a little story on there, like, I'm getting to learn, you know? It's
yep.
like, I'm getting to know this Clearwater place myself, you know?
That's the idea. It's all about the story. The story is king. If you don't have that, then, you're just kind of floundering. And in my opinion, when it comes to songwriting, I usually am lyric-centric and then find the appropriate speed and chords to go with it.
You know what's funny? When people talk about that songwriting, so your lyrics, you write your lyrics first, song second?
Typically, yeah. It used to be, I think, in the early days, it was just whatever happened, and it hit the page, and it was done. There was no editing. It was what it was, and then I moved on. And from here, it's kind of like, no, I'll sit and I'll work through a song and be like, I've only got, X amount of words and minutes. I better make sure that I'm choosing the right ones, and the right ones that illustrate exactly how things should be felt when they're received, and how I should be saying them in a way that evokes emotion. And I just try to, follow that story guideline of who, what's the struggle, who's struggling, how are they struggling, what are they fighting against themselves, et cetera, et cetera. So
they can check you out at your website. It's Cousin Curtis. And remember, it's 2 S's on the Curtis there.
That's right.
So if you want to check him out, it's cousincurtis.com. He's Facebook, Cousin Curtis. It must have been nice, that nobody had that. So you probably just were just taking that like no problem on there. It's like, I get that. You get all your emails, no problem.
Oh, I got it early too. I got some really good advice from a friend of mine, Jason Lavasser, and he was one of the first individuals that took me under his wing and kind of showed me how to do stuff and do it the right way. And he's a Nashville guy. He's been running the college circuit for years, and we met my freshman year of college, and I played an open mic that he was hosting, and after that we just kept in contact. He helped produce my first album, and he's the one that's like,
get your email. Yeah.
He's like, get your email, buy the domain, cousincurtis.com. Right now, he's like, even if you're not doing anything with it, just buy it. And I didn't, so for years it just sat there.
Yeah.
And then I graduated, and then
you're like, it's $8.
Seriously, yeah. So it's like,
go to GoDaddy, you're there, boom.
Yep, I've had that for, I don't know, since 2007.
I always say a lot of people but my son started doing stuff. I was like, I'm just going to buy a website of his. If you never use it, no big deal. If he does, cool, it's already done. And because then once you get it, then if you can't, nobody else can buy it. Then
right.
Boom.
And just don't let it lapse.
Yeah. Whoops.
You don't want GoDaddy collections coming for you.
You did not pay your bill on there. You owe some money on there. So so you got a lot of stuff going on. Obviously on Instagram at Curtis Cousin or Cousin Curtis right there, and then YouTube on it. You got a YouTube page.
Yep.
So what else we gonna play for us today? You got to tune anything else on there? Or you gonna?
Oh my gosh, yeah, I got a boatload, and we got some time.
We got some time. You got anything with the harmonica again? I've been staring at those harmonicas.
I know. I've been waiting for you to bring them up. So it's a perfect segue. Yes, in fact, I do have some harmonicas.
What a coincidence!
There before me. Where did these come from? Look at them. And usually
I'm gonna have to go on his website now and put myself down. Like, I envy your harmonicas.
Yeah.
Put it live from Chuck with the Duck.
I tell you what, I'm working on like a new bio, and Katazan was the first one to share the new bio from the website, and I was like, okay, cool, that seems to work. And usually it's all about like the live looping deal and whatnot, and I've been playing harmonica with my hands like you would normally see somebody play.
By the way, Bob, I was gonna, what is that called?
The rack mount thing?
Yes.
I don't know.
Mama C
Yeah.
she just called harmonica.
Holder?
She called a harmonica stand.
Harmonica stand.
No, you called a harmonica holder.
There are so many. This one is like, I shelled out for this one, man. There's like different modifications you can make, and I'm just trying to get better at using it because I hate having it in front of my mouth when I'm singing.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to like get to a point in a song where I can real quickly like flip it up and then flip it back.
Yeah.
I tried doing it with my chin one time, middle of a song at an actual show, like not practicing, and the damn thing got stuck on my face. Sorry for cursing. I was talking about a barrier holding water in. And
this
and
guy's
so-
been on radio before. He knows. He knows how to clean that sucker up.
And so anyhow, yeah, I'm just trying to get better at it, but you guys can let me know what you think, if it's
right.
working or not. So I played a couple of fast tunes for you. This one will be a little on the more ballady side, I suppose. This one's called This Little Change. The season's gonna change and so must I. You're part of the year, and a part of me's die, and I don't mind. This little change is gonna come. Wait till you see me like a summer setting sun. Never found some free in my life. Where I go from here, the choice is mine, and you can't take that away. This little change is gonna come. Lock me up and I'll get away. Like a summer setting sun. All of my time here, I wouldn't say it's been wasted. Even though I may have been, you should have seen the dreams I was chasing. Everybody tells me I'm meant for greatness. Yeah, and I wanna believe it. Most times it's hard to see it. This little change is gonna come. Yes, little change is gonna come. All of my time here, wouldn't say it's been wasted. Even though I may have been, you should have seen the dreams I was chasing. And everybody tells me I'm meant for greatness. Yeah, and I wanna believe it. Most times it's hard to see it. This little change is gonna come. Yes, said a change is gonna come.
Wow, there we go.
All right.
Who's provided some harmonica lessons right here? Let's go. I'm just gonna when Curtis leaves today, I'm just gonna follow his car and then just be like, how do I learn how to play the harmonica like that? I mean, man, that sound is just there. I love it. It's just, I don't
Thanks,
know.
man. Appreciate it.
It's just a. I don't know. It just gets you moving.
Yeah.
I mean, Mama C was breakdancing in there, and I don't know how she was even doing it with that harmonica on there. Her pop and locking was amazing, though. I mean, but have you had anybody pop and lock to your song like that?
No, I am not. That was a first. A day of firsts here in Erie, Illinois.
Yeah,
Everybody.
small town, big concerts.
Small
on
towns
there.
get down big time. That's all you need to
Yeah.
know right there.
So, like, what's we get? We said he was going to be at the Katazan house tonight.
Katazan.
Yeah, you to play over there on there. I just noticed he put on there. He goes, if you come tonight, pay special attention to the gutters.
Yes.
My lifelong friend Pat Peterson stopped by yesterday and cleaned them all out. All right.
All right.
Great information to know. We get
Solid
over there.
shout out. I need gutters out in Colorado. Pat, you out there, man? You gonna
Do some more gutters for people on there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's keep some more stuff going on here. What
All right,
else?
man.
What else do you want to do?
Well, first things first. I'm gonna tune up here real quick,
Okay.
so people get to listen to that.
You want me to hit a little commercial of what you're going to be, where you're going to be at tonight, so people can hear that again?
Yeah, hit it up.
Let's see if I can find it in time, though. There I go, making my part. Hold on. Here we go. We're going to give a little bit of where he's going to be at tonight with Heartland Connection. I'll be right back after he gets done tuning up here.
Heartland Connections is the home of great live music throughout Northwest Illinois all year long, with multiple venues including the Katazan House in Cambridge, Bishop Hill Creative Commons, Cambridge College State Park, and Galva's Wiley Park. Experience the talent of national touring acts right here at home with Heartland Connections. Cost is by donation only. Great summer concert memories are free. Go to Heartland Connections for a full list of bands. This Wednesday, June 23rd at 7 p.m., don't miss Cousin Curtis at the Katazan House in Cambridge.
Singing now, never had a bad day in my life. I traveled the world on something fast on someone else's dime.
And follow the Heartland Connections Facebook page so you get updates on last-minute scheduled bands, which happen almost every weekend.
Yeah. By the way, that sounder in there, that's not a sounder of people stomping the ground. That's literally people stomping the ground. I can hear it. Where they're like, how much time do you get people stomping over there? It might be kind of hard at the Katazan house because obviously they're out in a field.
Yeah.
So you're not going to hear that, but maybe you hear a little more of the clapping.
Oh,
for
I'm
that.
gonna clapping. Yeah. That's the idea. Is to really just bring people in because it's, I don't know, in a way, it kind of meanders on the genre of folk there because it's music for the people. It's stories about the people for the people, either my stories or other ones that I hear, and that's the song that they featured there. By the way, like that's awesome. Like it's not often that you get to hear your song like as a part of an ad. At least not often for me. So
True.
I'm buzzing on that one. Thank you very much.
Well, no, I think it's just like the first time you hear your music on the radio for the first time, it kind of gives you that weird like chills and all that. I mean, here I was just a guy selling insurance on there, and then luckily one day somebody I met the station manager. He's like, "Hey, you want to come to the radio?" And I was like, so now when I'm driving home, my commercial goes on there, and my kids look at me, and they're like, "Is that you?"
Is that you?
And I'm like,
do you have dogs? Do dogs ever like stare at the speaker and they're like,
no, so I don't have dogs anymore, but yeah, my dog used to do the same thing too. Yeah, they're like, are they in the house? Like, what's going on?
Like, wait a second.
Play videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, well, I see you put the harmonica back on again too. So
I gotta keep you happy, bud.
man, this harmonica.
You're running this ship, so I gotta keep you happy.
Yeah, this is good times on there. I mean, like I said, I'm just gonna just what kind of car do you have? Think I can hop in the side and just take off?
You probably could. It's a very large vehicle.
Oh yeah. Are you one of those guys that has to bring like a big?
I got a van.
Yeah, I was gonna say most of them it's the vans. You got to put those stuff in there.
Well, we were talking about this before the show began. Of like one of the number one expenses as far as a band goes is where am I going to sleep and how am I going to eat?
Yeah.
And I pulled the trigger on buying a van. 2016, I think. Yeah. Traded in the truck that I was driving at the time and picked up a van. And it was an empty shell. Used to haul Culligan Man water.
There you go.
So it was just like there was nothing in it. And I cut in the windows, put in the floors, did the walls, insulated it, solar panels for power, all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
and
there you go.
It's since paid for itself without needing to commit to hotel rooms and
Oh, so that saves you a ton of money. Yeah,
that's the idea. It's pretty Spartan living though, so you got to be ready for that as far as the amenities. You
Like
don't
the
always
portable
have
shower
Wi-Fi.
you gotta have, or do you stop somewhere?
Yeah, a gallon of water poured over your head at the rest stop. That sounds pretty good. Do it real quick. You can make it work.
Hey, those truck stops have showers now.
Some of them do, yeah. I haven't stayed long enough in a truck stop to put my name on the list, but I definitely hear the, number 43, your shower is ready. But maybe one of these days. Yeah.
You're gonna write a song about that one, Hunter? Be like, what I saw at the truck stop.
Oh, there's layers to that. Yeah. Here's another song about, my experiences in a truck stop shower. And 1, 2, 3.
Better than the YMCA shower, because that's where.
Woo! This is afternoon radio at its finest.
Oh, we're doing some good times on here. That's off the rails. All right, well, what do we got next on here? I'm here's some more.
All right, so good segue into not truck stops, but drivers in general. This song is called "Cut from the Same Cloth." It's about a conversation I had with an ex-race car driver when I was on tour in Florida years ago in Fort Myers Beach. And I'd tell you the story, but for the sake of time and songs, just know that 90% of this song was written by this guy whose name I never got. The ex-race car driver.
You're just like race car driver.
I just filled in the blanks and made it rhyme where it needed to. This song is called "Cut from the Same Cloth."
Nice. Go.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Came to this afternoon, I was hanging upside down. My race car flipped over, I'm smelling fumes all around. Next thing I see is a spark that did ignite. My hair's on fire, but I can say never had a bad day in my life. No, never had a bad day in my life. I traveled the world on something fast, on someone else's dime. Nope, no, never had a bad day in my life. I burn the candle at both ends, but it feels mighty nice. Don't tell me I'm lucky or I'll set you on your back. I live like I'm lightning and you ain't seen nothing yet. I spent the night in the backseat of a rusted out junkyard car, knowing one day my hard work was gonna make me a star. Singing nah, never had a bad day in my life. I traveled the world on something fast, on someone else's dime. Nope, no, never had a bad day in my life. I burn the candle at both ends, but it feels mighty nice. Before you get to what's good, nobody ever got anywhere with while being told do what they should. I'm looking for the last big splash, and then I'm gone. Till you head to a sliver moon, you can see me hanging on. See me hanging on. No, never had a bad day in my life. I traveled the world on something fast, on someone else's dime. Nope, no, never had a bad day in my life. I burn the candle at both ends, but it feels mighty nice. Feels mighty nice. Oh, it feels mighty nice. Woo-wee. Singing nah, never had a bad day in my life. I traveled the world on something fast, on someone else's dime. Nope, no, never had a bad day in my life. I burn the candle at both ends, but it feels mighty nice. Well, we're cut from the same cloth, kid, you and I. It's finally nice to meet someone who's living like they're alive. Now remember, you gotta pay your dues before you get people paying you. And until then, all you really can do is just sing a little bit of this tune. Singing now, 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 never had a bad day in my life. I traveled the world on something fast, on someone else's dime. Nope, no, never had a bad day in my life. I burn the candle at both ends, but it feels mighty nice. I burn the candle at both ends, but it feels mighty nice. I burn the candle at both ends, but it feels mighty nice.
Yeah, there we go.
Yahoo!
Being a NASCAR fan on there, I love that line on there where it's like travel the world on somebody else's dime. You never thought about it, but they do. Like, you know, it's like going to a new spot, driving a car, and burning the candle on both ends. They are definitely doing that because they're living a good life and they could literally die the next day.
Seriously.
You know? But crazy, yeah. Who would never know? You probably met Dale Earnhardt. You don't even know.
Honestly, I don't know, and it's been funny to go back and forth on like what actually happened. Like the dude was an ex-race car driver. Okay, cool. So you buy that story, and he just approached me while I was enjoying happy hour and just said, "What are you doing here?" That's how the conversation started. He goes, "Hey, what are you doing here?"
What a way to start it off.
I know, and I was like,
how do you respond to that?
I was like, "I'm enjoying happy hour. What are you doing here?" And he goes, "No. You're about 35 years too young to be in Fort Myers Beach, Florida in the wintertime. What are you doing here?" And so then I was like, well, I'm a full-time musician, and I've got some shows in the area. I'm on tour. And he goes, well, hot damn. The barrier holding water in. It's finally nice to meet someone who's living like they're alive. And he just went off and off. And I tell you what, like everything
Hear the
said,
story, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, remember everything this man says and write it down later. So
it's funny. My friend does that all the time. He's like, you want to meet new friends? He's like, get yourself some booze and go to a bar. You'll find friends. Mm-hmm. And you get some darn good stories. So like I've always joked with him. I said, I've never had a bad night with my buddy Rich. Yeah. Because people will find us. Yeah. One way or another.
One way or another.
So like songs can get themselves, like you're saying, you can make a song one way or another with somebody out there.
That's it. Yeah. Just if you just open your ears and listen, you never know what you're gonna hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Smartest man in the world says he doesn't know enough.
Hey. The more you know, the less. Yeah. We keep going.
Yeah,
we're gonna start a fortune cookie business.
Oh, you just gave me a great idea.
Somebody write this down.
Yeah, we're putting gold out here. So tell us a little bit on there, Curtis. So what are your inspirations? What obviously everybody's been hearing this music on here. We want to know what drove you to be like, man, I love this, but obviously you've incorporated it a lot in there. So,
like, to give you a background of when I first started playing guitar, I would have been about 14, 15 years old, and I went to my first music festival. My parents are super cool, and so they took us kids to a music festival, and late night around the bonfire, I was watching all of these people who maybe some of them knew each other, but largely it was just strangers hanging out, and they could play the same song. And as an adult playing guitar now, I'm like, well, obviously. But as a kid, you're like, this is the most magical thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, yeah.
And, I mean, I had since quit band at that point in time because I refused how to learn how to read music. I was like, it's a waste of time, blah, blah, blah. I was just a punk kid. Yeah. Anyway, so seeing this, and I was like, I want to get a guitar. I want to be a part of this. And that's what really lit the fire. And from there, it was just a matter of, drawing inspiration from folks like, your classic rock hits of Zeppelin and Aerosmith, AC/DC. I mean, the list goes on to, grunge music in the 90s and my older sister making me mixtapes, my brother listening to rap and putting all of these different influences into early songs. And then I was like, I want to be a pop star. So I was trying to write, in the college days, these pop songs. And after that, I was like, I don't care anymore. Like, that's, iTunes and Spotify was a brand new idea. Spotify didn't even exist at that point. And YouTube was pretty fresh. So it was just like, as soon as those things came out, it was like, well, you don't need to be on public radio or mainstream radio. You can be on public radio. You can be on these streaming platforms. And from there, I feel most at home playing the music that I do now. And I draw inspiration from folks like, John Butler Trio and Keller Williams, Mumford & Sons, Blues Traveler, the Black Keys, the Avett Brothers. I mean, the list goes on. And then your bluegrass standards. Like, you want to hear some people playing guitar, they're the ones that can do it.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it's funny how you brought up Mumford & Sons, too. I could definitely get that feel a little bit from you, too. Like, they're a great band, too, as well. So,
yep. They've got it dialed. They've got their formula.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's, that's the one thing that I think you probably have gotten to is where you found your niche, and then that's usually what it is. Because, stop trying to be other people's niches when you're your own.
You were born an original. Why die a copy?
Yeah. Yeah. All right, I was asked a lot of musicians on there. What was your first concert you went to?
Oh, gosh.
Sometimes it's the best answer. Like I asked my wife before we got married, what was the first country? Hers was Beach Boys.
Okay, all right.
My first was Oasis.
Okay. I think mine was, might have been Sean Mullins opening up for Hootie and the Blowfish.
Wow.
Yeah.
Get a little lullaby.
Yeah, well, that was it. Like, Lullaby had just, like, blown up. And so, he was on tour, I think, with Hootie and the Blowfish. After that, I mean, B.B. King.
There you go. Yeah.
Gosh, I saw the Beach Boys. Yeah. Now, my parents were pretty cool in that way of, like, we lived next to Interlochen Academy for the Arts, and they were able to get us in there for shows on a regular basis throughout the summertime.
Where'd you grow up? You grew up in Michigan?
Yeah, about an hour south of Traverse City, Onekama, Michigan. I'll be heading there to play a block party on July 8th, as well as in Manistee for a couple of shows, and on and on.
Oh, yeah, I see that. There's a
it's
block party.
nonstop.
You're
Man,
the early set on there.
This is show 1 of 7 in a row at this point.
Jeez.
I had 6 in a
You're
row.
doing 2 shows that day on July 8th. You're not only doing the block party, then you got to go to the Noggin
I gotta
Room.
go to Petoskey and play at the Noggin Room, and like it's just.
Boy, good luck saying all these names. I don't know how you're getting all this
Yeah.
stuff down. I mean, I moved out here. I'm like, I couldn't even.
Yeah.
I mean, we live in an area where people say one name. Like, there's Comanche, Iowa. It
Yeah.
looks just like Comanche.
Yeah.
We have another town over here called Orion.
Yeah.
Well, I call it Orion. It's Orion. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
come on. So, yeah.
Well, there's Des Moines, and then there's Des Plaines. Like, riddle me that. You're
Yeah.
like, you're not in the same state, but you're pretty close. Come on.
Yeah.
And, I mean, my hometown is impossible. Like, Onekama. People are like, what?
Yeah.
Onekama? 1 comma?
Yeah, because
Like,
it looks spelled like one comma.
comma with a K, yeah.
Yeah.
It's Onekama, and yeah, I mean, it's a lot of old traditional names that people butcher, but that's why you know, like, who lives there and who doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Oh.
townie mentality.
Trust me, when I lived in California, I had a lot of people like that where like they call you. We lived in a town called Mission Viejo. It's very Spanish.
Yeah.
So somebody called me like, "Are you from Mission Viejo?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yes, all right.
You're
yeah.
not from here, so
Yeah.
what are you selling?
You're like, I am. Clearly, you are not.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. What else we got on here? I got.
Man, yeah. What are we looking at? About 15 minutes. Little Inagata de Vida on the acoustic guitar.
Yeah. If you want to do a couple back to back,
Just kidding.
Mama C was going crazy back there.
Yeah, she's in the back room. She just left, and she's gone. Everybody. How do you guys want to sing along? All you got to do is shout a couple of words. What do you think?
Hey.
All right, sweet.
Involvement.
Sweet. This is where it's at. So that's the teaching background, right? The I do, we do, you do kind of deal. Yeah.
I can tell that from you. Yeah, you're getting everybody involved.
Oh,
Like,
you in the back corner was sleeping. Yeah, come here. We're doing something sweet. Yeah. Oh man, I miss the kids. I do miss teaching. Hopefully get back to it at some point in time. But for now, the music life.
It'll be nice when you know your teacher was a rock star, or playing music. It's like, hey man,
kids would be
School
like,
of Rock. You already got it down.
Yeah. I remember one time I was substitute teaching in Montrose. And they were like, is this your full-time job? And I was like, no, I'm a musician. I travel around quite a bit, so I'm just here when I can help out. And they were like, can you show us some of your music? And I was like, sure. And so I found one on YouTube, and I played it for them. And within like 15 seconds, they were like, bored, moving on. And I was like, yeah. But then the next day they came back, they were like, we listened to more of your stuff on Spotify. It was cool. And I was like, well, thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's great. You just got to give them like the slow play, right? Like, here it is. And then
Well, we live in the world of instant gratification. They want.
they got to have it right there.
You know.
Yeah.
I was listening to an article the guy talked about yesterday about records.
Yeah.
The guy was talking about records, and he's like, when I was your age, we had records. The guy goes, so you pay for music?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
He's like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You know?
Music's free. It should be.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. All right. Yeah, so this one, the sing-along part comes at the end, but I will wave my hand in the air, and we're all going to have fun. And this is live, right? We're doing this
We're live.
We're doing it live.
It's live.
All right.
We're live.
This one's called My Lover and Me. Well, I've been down Texas way, Saw a lot of bad men. Gonna find a change. I've been east, on up the coast. Saw a lot of sinners. I find what matters most. I climbed up the mountains in the north. I came down, still a little unsure. So I headed west to spare my shame. The woman I found, yeah, she got me. I got a fever down in my bones. Well, I got to find a happy home, playing some roots deeply sown. My lover and me, yeah, all gonna grow old. Well, I got a fever down in my bones. Well, I got to find a happy home, playing some roots deeply sown. My lover and me, yeah, are gonna grow old. My lover and me, hey, hey, 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 my lover and me, my lover and me, my lover and me, my lover and me, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, 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 no. Well, I got a fever down in my bones. Well, I got to find a happy home, playing some roots deeply sown. My lover and me, yeah, are gonna grow old.
Nice.
Nice job, everybody.
See, you could tell, he pulled a little bit of teaching in him too, because he got us all kind of looking at him, and we all knew our parts.
Yeah.
Oh
You're
boy,
very
I'm surprised nobody's contacted you for like soundtracks. Like I think you could be like the beginning of some shows or something to get you pumped going on there.
Hey, you know somebody, give them a call.
That's what I'm talking
not
about.
going anywhere.
Yeah. So if they want to get some of your music, I mean, obviously
Yeah.
I know you're on Spotify on there too, but where else can they get some of your music?
That's just the run of the gamut there. Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, CD Baby. I mean, there's a bunch of different streaming platforms, and I send most of my music out to any of them, any and all, even the ones that don't pay me.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to find one that you can do for totally free, you want to stream it there, you can. And
Can they contact you to get like some albums or some of that? Or
actually, right now it's kind of a catch-22 of like hooray and oh no, is that I'm sold out. All
which is a good thing and a bad thing.
Exactly. So it's like I got another 300 copies of the latest EP coming in the mail ASAP. They're going to come to Northern Michigan. So unfortunately, the Kadazan house tonight, it'll just be my smiling face, and they can take pictures, and that's about it. But yeah, okay, good.
Yeah, well, it's obviously the big grin you have on there. It makes you just obviously, get in the door on there.
That's the idea.
But I mean,
Yeah.
like we talked again, most of the kids would just be like, "Well, can I look you up on Spotify?" It's like,
Totally.
yeah, you totally can.
And that really is helpful. I mean, it all adds up. So when you're talking about 300 monthly listeners, it's not that much, but you start, adding a zero.
Yep.
That'd be all right. So now you got 3,000. And honestly, if you wanted to help me out, the best way possible would be to tell 3 of your friends, and then tell those 3 friends to tell 3 of their friends. And then it's just like the ultimate organic pay it forward method of someday we'll all hang out at a big old festival.
I've always heard about it. You don't know who somebody knows, Next thing you know, somebody knows somebody.
And you got to play every single show like somebody is listening in that way.
You play like it's their first time seeing you.
Yeah, there's no such thing as well, I almost said something I can't say on the radio. There's no such thing as not dedicating every show 100%. Like give it everything every time.
Exactly. Yeah. You got any merch yet eventually? Like stuff you could buy? Because it looks like that hat you're kind of wearing could be.
Oh, that would be sweet. I should. Yeah.
You get some hats out.
Yeah. You can, if you Google Cousin Curtis merchandise, it'll take you to my Merchly site, and you can customize hoodies and stickers and coffee cups and all that kind of.
I mean, that's a great way to support you as well, so because that's the one thing that the artists need to know. You still need to get paid some way on there. I mean, tonight the Cottazon House, it's a donation only, but please donate. I mean, remember this goes to Curtis on there. He's traveling around. He's out there giving you great music on there. And if you're listening to on Spotify, he makes half of a cent on 10,000 listens. So
that's a fact, actually. That's what they tell you. Sign at the dotted line, you get a fraction of a percent.
I know. It's like I talked to a friend of mine. He was just like, I'm like, how much money do you make on Spotify? He's like, I think I get a check for $10.
Yeah. Tens of dollars a year.
Yeah.
Like that.
So, but we got to support him other ways. So come out tonight. You see him at the Cottazon House on there as well, over in Cambridge on there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you got another one for us? Maybe we can get one or two maybe squeezed in here.
We'll probably get you one. Play you out here with one. What do you think? Fast or slow? What do you want?
What do you say, Mama C? It's her show, so.
Oh, let's do fast. Mama C wants fast. Yeah.
I don't argue with her, so
Yeah, and for everybody who didn't know, if you can't see the studio, it's full now. We've invited about 50 strangers off the street.
Yeah.
They're in here. They were shouting, "Hey!" They just didn't have a microphone. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Yeah.
They're good. Have you seen before that? This is the first time you've seen a triangle.
This is the first time. I wasn't exactly sure which.
We're on the hypotenuse side.
To go.
So
okay. Oh,
there's the math teacher.
Good Lord. Yeah.
Yeah, we're on the hypotenuse. Mama C, you don't like my math skills?
Yeah. The child in me want to be like, spell it.
That's the English teacher in you. H-Y Noose.
Yeah, hypotenuse.
Yeah. For my longest time, I could never spell restaurant. That A hidden in there just killed me.
Man, I had a teacher, my 4th grade teacher, just retired, and so they asked us to, some of us from her 2nd class, share some memories, and so I shared one where I was at a spelling bee, right? Are spelling bees still a thing? Is that,
yeah,
okay.
Somewhat, yeah.
Okay, yeah, somewhere.
Yeah.
Nice.
They used to be on ESPN for a while.
Oh, I know. Oh, it's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off. Form of word. Can you use it in a sentence? Yes. Yeah. Hypotenuse is a difficult word to spell. And I had doctor. Doctor was my word in 4th grade. And I said, doctor. D-O-C-T-E-R. Doctor. And my teacher gave me like 3 chances.
She's like, no.
Yeah, she's like, are you sure? Doctor. Are you sure? And the rest of I was like, I am 100% positive, Mrs. Brown. It is Dr. D-O-C-T-E-R, doctor. And the rest of my class is like, this kid is an idiot. And grew up to be an English teacher, so.
Maybe I couldn't spell radio. I was in the spelling bee and I got that wrong. I'm like, radio. R-A-I-D-O?
Yeah.
Radio?
You start spelling like the, the Sesame Street characters? Like, radio. Bok, 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 bok.
Yeah. It's shocking to me. See, I could spell radio and here I am on the radio.
There you go.
That's how it works.
Full circle.
Yeah.
All right, kids. There you go.
All right, kids.
Lessons in the radio. Seems to be in tune.
All right.
Cool. This is one of my, probably favorite ones to play recently. This one is called Porcelain Heart. keep me awake. I don't know how much of this I can take. Gone so long and it leaves a mark. I'm a skipping stone with a porcelain heart. I got a gal up on the hill. She loves me better than your gal will. She loves my rock, she like my roll. What she don't see takes its toll. La. La. I've been alone, I've been tired. When I come home, she keeps me wide. A touch of her skin and I come alive. Gonna roll in the hay most every night. Oh, la. Oh, la. Oh, Lord, keep me awake. I don't know how much of this I can take. Gone so long and it leaves a mark. I'm a skipping stone with a porcelain heart. Oh, la. She loves me better than your gal will.
Give a little bit of applause.
Was that canned applause? I was like, no way. No, folks, again, that was the 50 strangers that we invited.
I told you, all these people that started showing up over here were like, what the heck's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there we go. So, guys, you guys got the live cuts over there from Cousin Curtis. You can check him out tonight at the Kadazan House over in Cambridge. If you can't make it tonight, his next show that you could probably catch him over is in Kohler.
That's right.
Over there. Now, that's over by Sheboygan. So, not too far. It's right above Milwaukee.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Just like Alice Cooper told us.
Yeah.
But, that could be a cool little drive for you to hang out there, too, as well. But, that harmonica sound, I mean, one thing I love about it on there, too, is like when you sing your words and then I hear the harmonica, I can hear the words in there. It's like,
oh, cool.
I don't know if you realize that, but that's like one thing I always hear. It's like, I can hear like the beat come back there again and like some parts. So that's great. Man, those guys are going to have a great show tonight at the Kadazan House.
It's going to be a blast.
They don't realize what's coming. Well, Curtis, I appreciate you coming out today. This has been awesome on there. We got some of your music we can put in our library over here. We can play you a little bit of times out there as well. And obviously, next time you're out in this area, you're more than welcome to come on, stop on by. I mean, Mama C and I can just turn the mic on for you, and we can just hang out in the green room over there.
You can both have recess.
Yeah, I mean, you could just do the live show on there because, I mean, it's great just watching you on there. I mean, it's been great.
Right on. Well, thanks, guys. It's been a pleasure being here, and I really appreciate you asking me.
Yep. So website again, it's Cousin Curtis with 2 S's, so don't misspell it because you may go to a website that
Isn't me.
Nah, isn't him. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So it's Cousin Curtis. See how I just hold it on there.com.
The emphasis.
Yes. Facebook, it's Cousin Curtis, and then obviously Instagram at Cousin Curtis, and then the YouTube Cousin Curtis Official on there as well, so you can check it out on there too. Or you can shoot him an email if you want to, cousincurtis@gmail.com. I mean, I know musicians love to hear from the fans out there, to hear what it is. If there's something that you heard today that inspired you or something like that, he'd probably love to hear that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Especially the teacher in him too. You've helped a lot of children on the English side, and now you've maybe helped us on the music side as well.
One can only hope.
All right. Well, thanks again, Curtis, for being out here. The show, Mojo Request Show, brought to you by Billion Auto and BillionAuto.com. Mama C, I think we're just going to let this one walk on out. Heck yeah. Mama C is done. She's just hanging out over here. We're not going to let Curtis leave. We're just going to hang out with him for the rest of the day because it's just fun times.
We can keep this going.
Yeah, exactly. On there too. What time tonight at on? I believe you're
7.
Yeah, you're up on 7 on there, 7-ish.
6:30. Wow, we are all over. Hold on, no. We need to figure this out.
It's a potluck.
6 o'clock potluck.
6 o'clock's a potluck. The reason why I say ish is because once you start eating the potluck on there, people, Curtis might be like, "This is some darn good food. I'm gonna hold off."
Someone else can play. I'm eating these mashed potatoes.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me that taco salad with Doritos on top. That's what I'm looking for.
Ooh.
Yeah.
See?
Oh, I know
the taco pizzas that come out here too.
Yeah.
But
can't fight against the pizzas.
Yeah, there we go. All right, so you've been listening to Mojo Request Show. You heard Cousin Curtis on here. Check him out tonight. Obviously on there. Go on his website. We want to support as much as we can. Thanks again, Curtis.
Thank you.